don't have a... No, hold on.
Yeah.
You should know this, Maxine.
Okay. Okay, I'm back. Your title is Koala Nazi.
Koala.
What is
Exactly.
mine?
Jake's
Jake,
title is Basque.
Jake, you're mini Spaniard.
There we go. No, he's not a Spaniard. He's Basque. He'll kill you. I'm not even kidding.
He's a what?
He's not Spanish.
He's a bass.
He is
It's in
from.
lakes and rivers.
Touch my bass.
Yeah.
Touch my bass.
What the fuck?
Oh God.
Want to go
But-
fishing?
So tell me more about United.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, back then, when I came in the community, as I've said this like numerous times before, I came in just right before Tom Lear, or Tomfoolery, as he is known more commonly now. Tomfoolery had still role played. He was one of the original people who taught other role players, and that's why his name was Tom Teacher, or Leeler. Leeler. What the? How do you fucking... Alex, you're the Nazi here. How do you pronounce it?
I just remember him as tomfoolery. It's been
Yeah,
a
you were-
long time.
Yeah, his original name was Tom Leeler. There's a lot of game operators changed their names for some reason.
I don't.
We get bored, or we get to meet people who don't like our response for tickets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like United 101 would become Shelter 101. Tom Leeler would become Tomfoolery. So forth. Tomfoolery, Duped, Incorporated States, Hannikin, those types of names were familiar for when I first joined the community. In fact, Hannikin's how to RP post is still sticky. He's one of the oldest. He's one of the older players, even though he disappeared again.
Yeah, I focused
And
on
he has-
not touching those.
Hmm?
I focused on not like touching those at all. Those are clean.
Touching.
The stickies, those are incredible.
Yeah, they've been helpful. There's other oldies like Checker 101 who became before my time, and if you were to find Checker 101, you'd give Viz an erection. I'm serious. Like, I once told Viz, because I actually got Check 101 for a game, and his first reaction was in all caps. You got Check to join? That's the only time I've ever seen him use all caps. Why is Ender privately calling me? Does he want to make love now? He
Just
cannot.
accept
He
it.
has to wait.
No, he wants
Yes.
chat.
No, he wants to wait.
Okay.
Anyway, as I was saying, so I'm gonna make this short so I can get to United 101. My time from 2010 to 2013, anyone you ask that's not Viz, to my knowledge, anyone that I knew, even just faintly, they all hated the moderators and game operators. And this is prevailing because Baron and Youth were known to just stalk RP games and purposely get their nose involved if there was anything that was breaking the rules. As in, not specifically Nazism, but just anything like swears in articles, things like that. If you swore in an article, chances are it'd get deleted, and Youth would probably make Baron would make some kind of snotty joke about it in the forum. They'd basically be on the fine line of breaking the rules and being harassing, but just because they were hiding behind the guise of enforcing the rules, they were basically allowed to bully us. This is what led to the first wave of elitism, which was Ship. But I'm not going to go into Ship. That's a whole mess in itself. United was Tom Leeler and Duped were both our peers who became moderators, and they stopped RPing. Tom began taking care of tickets that were against our peers, like Incorporated States was one of his oldest friends. So naturally, most our peers took this as Tom was a backstabber. Eventually, Duped became the same, but on a much lighter scale. I faintly remember Tom actually joining in on the jeering and taunting that Youth and Baron would do. But United had come along, and he was playfully and lovingly called by the older players and the elitists of that time, like me. We always called him the king of the noobs. He coordinated all the noobs in the forum. He kept them in a nice, firm bubble. He made games for them. He basically kept all the noobs from bugging us. We loved him. He was, in all honesty, he was good enough to be one of us, but for some reason he never wanted to. He was content being the king of the noobs.
That's
And when he became a moderator, it was kind of strange that that the king of the noobs was a moderator and he still was RPing for a long duration of time. Even to this day, I think he's still stalking around. I don't know for sure. He might have resigned at probably around 2014, but I haven't been here for about 2 years up
I'm
until
gonna
now.
search for him.
I've seen him a couple times. Tom.
Yeah, Shelter 101. He's his own legend as the king of the noobs.
I'd actually argue, in a way, he might have saved the community a bit from the Tsarism,
I don't
elitism,
get
because it did hurt the community a little bit because recruitment stopped dead under Tsar.
I don't get. Okay, I have to clear Czar's name now, even though that fuckface winded up not saving me from getting ostracized because he just. I don't know how he doesn't remember what happened. Quacktastic was one of his henchmen. He had like 4 or 5 henchmen. Quacktastic was one of them. I've always held it against Czar for not telling Quack to fuck off because me and Quack got into that shit fest, which resulted in me just quitting the best old guard, not old guard, but just old player game in the last 3 to 4 years. I left it. I left that just because of that personal fight. I've held that against Czar, but I don't get why all of you think he's an elitist. Every time I see him, the first thing I always see is him wanting to open up to the community and train players. Back then, when me and Incorporated States and
The
Joe Cock were
problem is how
falling,
he does it.
hold
Yes.
on,
The thing is
fall
this. We call it
me.
elitism because he purposely divides players based on how long of articles they can post.
That's fair if you ask me, because well, there's a fine difference between the Squeaky and a Zara.
Yes. However, he's
The
he
way
takes
he
it
does
into
it,
extreme consideration. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
So your complaint
He
is that he streamlined it.
No, he was extreme in the way he would respond if you were not up to level, to the point where if you were just learning or you're just starting out, you're done. You quit.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's it.
So the
Ironically,
thing is, you're not. The time is
I mean,
no
you
longer
if
for
I
people
wish
to
I
be
had
harsh.
archived some of the discussions Czar had tried to bash down on Fallout and original some of the games we tried making. It
Like
was not even funny.
I have to say this. You people give shit, not shit talk, but demonize Czar far more than what he deserves. Me and Incorporated States we weren't outrovertly worse, but behind the scenes we were worse. As far as we were concerned, all the noobs could go have their shitty unorganized games. All we wanted was to bring in the good players. Just kind of literally that's why it was called ship. We all sat in our little UFO and we abducted the good players. That was the literal plan. It was working. It was working until for some reason T Nova decided to backstab us all and create the RPN, not RPU. It was like RPL, Role Playing League. He made the fucking RPL, and then there was another organization after that, and that just resulted in T Nova forcing IS to close ship for some reason, and I always held that against T Nova for the rest of his career on the forum. I love Ship. Ship was the best idea that had ever came out of the community. We weren't able to get many games off the ground just because we were still developing. We had only been around for about a month and a half, and we were all dispersed around separate games. We hadn't exactly solo hosted a game yet because there was about like 13 of us, and we weren't going to cut 3 of us out to play 10-player map, and over half of us hated the Southeast Asia map. But the whole process was working fantastically. You had United 101 being the whole king of the forum. He was Magnum before Magnum was Magnum. And depending on who you ask, they're gonna compliment United and shit talk Magnum. I don't have a problem with Magnum. He's treated me with respect. I give him respect. That's my whole issue. When I first came back to the community, and I'm digressing just a little bit, when I first came back to the community back in 2014, just to scope out some stuff because I heard about Magnum and this horrible noob, this new United 101, this discount United 101 is ruling the forum. I posted a thread. I posted a thread. He stroked my ego, and he's been in my good eyes ever since. I'm unhappy with how much he's pretty much been eating up land in Fallout, but as the cliche anime saying goes, it cannot be helped. It literally cannot be helped. I wish Hawk didn't leave the game because he would have kept Magnum in check. But what are you gonna do?
The thing with a tier
Back.
system, I really need to explain because I was a noob. I was a really really bad noob.
Well, the thing about I'm sorry to cut you off, but
All
the
right.
thing with Fallout with not Fallout Czar's system was Czar's system was created to, though as you guys see it, it's very elitist and extreme. The way I see it coming from someone who's is an elitist, this was one of the most liberal manners of figuring out of teaching players how to play without disrupting the more aggressive and hostile players. Like you won't have five Desos shit talking to Squeaky because Squeaky got put into an elitist game. No, you're just gonna have like one Viz trying to teach Squeaky how to not suck at RP.
So then,
That's
why
Yeah,
did
but
no role player join?
yeah, the other
role player
problem, I
joined
joined
Twitch.
around the time that was strong. I could not get into one of their games.
The what was it called? The RPU, not the RPU. What
The
was it called?
RPL?
What was our,
It
not the
was
RPL. The RPL was T Nova's stuff.
URO.
URO, United Role Playing Organization. Yeah, I'm still Czar took that down, he promoted me to leader, and I've just been keeping it for no reason.
Hmm.
That part of the reason why I won't join the RPL is just it's a mess. It's a libertarian mess. I'm sorry, it is.
Who?
I don't even know why fucking Father of Germany left. He made like a giant wall of text for no reason.
Hmm.
So does Zor. No, he didn't make it for no reason. They all had a point in the story.
Czar has always been famous for paying too much effort and energy to things that just don't deserve it. The massive amount of thesis he's written for the community is ridiculous. Incorporated States actually hates him, and I think it's because IS has always thought he's a troll. Back when me, IS, and Joe and other, there was about like 8 of us or 10 of us, roughly 9 of us to be exact. There was additional like 3 or 4. There was about the 14 of us. We were like this tight little clique that we just absorbed other players in, and we
Mhm.
basically had the most influence on the forum just because we were the most active members. For the most, we only lost our influence shortly after Ship was taken down because of T Nova being T Nova, you fucking prick. He's still my friend, but he's a prick for that. I'm never forgiving him. I told him that. I don't know why IS decided to take down the ship because Nova pressured him. I think T Nova might have tried blackmailing us out of it, exposing our existence to the forum. Since the ship was actually a secret thing, nobody knew about Ship except for us. In fact, the only way to join Ship was if IS approved of you, since he was the most stingy. And naturally, if he thought you were good, everyone else thought you were good by extension. And that's not out of respect towards him. That was just because you were good, if that makes any sense.
I understand.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we get that. It's just
It's just look. I can
under those old
understand
games.
elitism, but elitists never seem to look at it from other people's viewpoints. That's
Mhm.
just it.
With back to Czar now. What Czar tried to do was the reason why it was hard to get into the games was because no matter what, it was always not organized properly. There was always I don't know how it would always have all these fancy fucking rules, and yet the games were always very poorly organized to my knowledge. I barely joined any of them because of this, and because I was pissed off that uh, ship got taken down. I just kind of joined any major game that got hosted by people like Ray Captain or Incorporated States, or there was a few RPs that Keisler hosted, things like that. And I brought Cisco, Captain Price, and Hawk to the forums. I actually do take credit for that. I actually found Captain Price and Cisco playing in a game with an old game operator or moderator named Rotten Soul, if any of you remember him.
I think I
Sounds
did.
familiar. I just can't place it.
It was either a game operator or a moderator. He was playing the game as North Russia. Cisco was South America, no Southern USA. Price was Germany, and Price had gone about 45 days without expanding past like 12 provinces. It was that's what originally got me really invested in him, and he seemed like a really bright RPer back then. And even now, he's still a good RPer, but as I know personally because someone told me, something to do with someone close to him. Not this wasn't separation of death. It was just kind of a separation on bad terms. I don't know if it was a girlfriend or best friend. So just something happened to Price, and he pinned it on the some of the RP guys, not me, but some of the RP guys. And ever since then, he's been on edge like this. That's what I know. I wish I didn't get into a fight with him in CIK. It was so stupid too. He was mad at me because I self-confessingly I did manipulate the history a little bit because realistically I felt if the German Empire had Ruthenia as a puppet state, as a buffer state, I think they would have a peace treaty with the Soviet Union and at least Republican Russia. For
That's
some
a.
reason,
That's a.
what?
You're rambling.
Fuck!
You're rambling again.
Back to Czar!
You've been
Back
rambling
to
on. I didn't
Czar!
want to cut you off, but you're rambling.
Okay,
Okay,
don't be
look, back
worried.
to
Don't be
Czar.
scared.
So I want to understand this. Like, no, I don't want to understand this. I don't know. Look, I just want to say this. There we go. That works.
Mm-hmm.
Czar's system will not work in this current community, and he can't try to make it work because of the past experiences and because of the way moderators look at the community today.
This is
But
gonna
not
sting when
well.
I say it. Part of why it can't be done today is that there's just not enough very, very good RPers to go about. Viz is one of the few RPers who is capable of teaching other RPers, and he is actually willing to do it. You
Yeah,
have him and maybe two other people. Three people are not enough. I'm not gonna teach bad players how to RP. It's not in me. I could teach a decent player how to be better at RP, but I can't teach a bad player how to do it. I can't teach a cringe lord into a good lord. I can't teach Norway from posting one paragraph wonders into posting decent articles, which I'm still happy he made a comeback in Fallout. He went from posting these shitty one paragraph articles and he actually started getting creative. That's
Mhm.
commendable.
Yep. I mean, it's definitely difficult. I've done a few, but it is very, very, very difficult to train new play our peers.
yeah, and pretty much nobody in the I'm gonna say elitist community. I'm gonna call it elitist. No, I'm not gonna call it elitist. They're not elitist. All right, fine,
You could just call it
fine.
the Vanguard at this point. The Vanguard's technically dead, but you could just use the
No, I'm
Vanguard to
not gonna
refer
call
to
it
old players.
the Vanguard either. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't
I
know why
just
they
Just
refer
dislike
to it
it.
as old guard because their ideals are different than our ideals that we set up when we came into the community.
Yeah. So
So we're new guard, they're old
that's
guard.
what I want to
As
like.
much as I hate to segregate.
Yeah, I don't mean to segregate, but their things don't work anymore.
And New Guard wouldn't work. You guys are just new. In my eyes, you guys are just the new generation. The New Guard was the guys that came right before Magnum, which was like 2014.
We're the RPO. That's what we are.
Yeah,
We may be
no, you
faggots. We
guys are the
may be
new
full of
generation.
trolls,
That's
but
because the way you guys operate is vastly different from how we operated. We did it. I mean, we had a bunch of attempts at organizing games on the grand scale that you guys. And first of all, we just didn't have as many players. Second of all, the better a player was, the more stubborn they were. The
That still
better they
applies
could
to this
are
day.
the what
Mhm.
happened?
That still applies to this day.
Yeah, I
Magnum.
know the bet, but okay, not shit talking Magnum here. But Magnum isn't exactly on the same level as me and DFC.
True. He used.
Magnum being stubborn is not because like the excellent like top level players being stubborn. Magnum being stubborn is just Magnum being stubborn.
He
Magnum
used to
has
be. He's another one of the cases. Oh crap! He got old. He used to be good.
I mean Magnum has the honor of having an entire generation be named the Magnum generation.
Like condoms.
I'm
Because they were all
serious.
sperm.
Every time all of my old guard
I'm so
friends
sorry.
have it say the same thing. The Magnum generation. The
Magnum's not a
faggot
bad guy.
guard. The faggot guard.
He's really not a bad guy at all. And I
I,
completely disagree with
Magnum,
that.
like I said, I have no personal problem with him. Like me and him in Fallout, we're friends. He's been polite to me. I've been polite to him. Ever since I met him, he's been polite to me. He stroked my ego without even knowing me when I first came back to the community. If he never stroked my ego, I'd probably think less of him now. But flattery goes a long way.
The fact that, like, the people. You gotta look at the people who call Mag a faggot. These people are dinosaurs.
Well,
Oh no, no, not
I have
all of
some.
them.
I have my
Thing
own
is,
issues with Magnums too. Admittedly, and I work with the guy.
Yeah, so do I. But, like,
the
we all
thing
have
is that
issues with people.
the thing is, I take out the more extreme of my friends who call Magnum what he is, and it's believable to say that Magnum did something pretty bad to get these people to think so lowly of him.
Oh no,
So
I
on
spoke
such
to
a
Czar when
glance,
he didn't. Well, when he approved of my existence. And he told me about what Magnum did. He did
I
quite a bit.
remember seeing.
Lots of things happened.
Yeah, he's
However, I'm not going to get into it. Obviously, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Czar, Viz, you have to be careful of who you ask. I mean, you could ask Hawk the history of the history of the last couple of years, but he's going to be a bit sloppy about it because he's kind of scatterbrained. I don't get. I don't know if I never saw this when I first met him, or if he was just always, or if he just turned out to be like this. When I first met him, he just seemed more serious than he is now, and he's older now, and I think he's going to be somewhere in the military or somewhere in the military sometime in the future. So I don't get why he's such a meme lord.
the older you get, the more meme lordish you become. I mean,
Look
look
at
at.
me, I'm not a fucking meme lord.
I beg to differ.
I'm not a meme lord. I'm a troll. Get it right.
Stalk like
Yeah, pretty
behind
much.
like. Wait, did he bitch
Keller's
stalk
not
me?
a. Franco was always a meme lord. Franco was always a meme lord. He was a resident meme lord.
Question mark.
Hmm?
Sprinkle is not more of a. How would you even describe Franco?
Well, we can
Franco
bring him here and make him
Franco
describe himself.
is another strange creature. I usually put Franco, Fallen Leaves, and Joe as a trio of stupidity on a happy scale and enjoyable scale. Yet Franco had only barely met Fallen Leaves and Joe. I don't know why my subconscious is so firmly rooted that it associates these three together as a trio. I don't get it. Maybe I might know if fucking
I don't know
Joe and
why I've been
Fallen
recording this long.
were. Huh?
I don't know why I'm recording this. Whatever. I'll make it a video.
Yeah, you might have some editing after this one.
Yeah, I'll make a lot of editing.
We've gotten off track 3 or 4 times now.
I was going to talk about the history of the RPU. There we go. That's what I was going to talk about. But wait, one thing.
Talked about this like 4
So
times
long as I am
already.
here, we will never have the tier system. They will have to crush my dead body. They will have to eradicate me. They would have to vaporize me if they want to get a tier system out there, because there will never be a tier system.
Turk, Turk,
Yeah.
if I get rid of your legion of noobs, I'll do that myself. God damn it.
You cannot get rid of my legion of noobs because I am
You're
also.
right. I can't get rid of like a million fucking Johns, okay?
They're all John. No, I'm kidding. They're all wonderful
Oi,
players.
oi! Don't filmate me with John. Don't do that.
Jake is a good player. War City is a good player. They're not.
They're all Johns.
Don't call everybody John. John isn't
I mean, I'm a
a bad
busybody,
player.
but I don't pull Johns.
He's a
You're
good
a
player.
busy booty, Alex. Get it right.